This
Okay,
conference will
so
now be recorded.
good evening to one and all. I'm Ashok and I would be the trainer for ARIBA. So here I'm going to tell you about the implementation, like Ariba implementation, and how like Ariba is bringing out a major change in the procurement stream. And as a function consultant, what we are exactly uh, supposed to do, yeah, in the implementation projects, and considering the job prospectus for the Ariba. So let us first understand what is Ariba, and considering this as a demo session. So I have prepared a slide and let's go through that. So let me just share my screen first. So before beginning with the session, let me give my introduction. So I am Ashok and I have been working as a Ariba consultant for implementation projects, and majorly I work for the offshore projects and like the APAC region and the European region. So there Ariba implementation projects I look into, and I have been also been a trainer for multiple batches with Subbu sir. So that's what that's all about me. And beginning with this Ariba. So Ariba is a one-stop procurement solution, and it is gaining a lot of attention and market share, as majority of the industries are now looking for uh, implementing Ariba in their business processes. So SAP Ariba is the latest the product from SAP. Earlier, there were other procurement tools from SAP as well, like S4 HANA was there, and other products like MM, ERP, ECC. So those products are there. And however, the major difference between Ariba and the other SAP products is like Ariba is a cloud-based platform, and as majority of the industries are looking to move for the digitization, so with that, the cloud-based platforms would be a base for majority of the industries. And the previous products which SAP had, a few of them were on-premise, where you had a headache of managing the server access and all, storage. So there were limitations with that, and also considering the end user. So the end users of the earlier platforms from SAP were basically the people from procurement department, or the people who had a pretty good knowledge on procurement. And also a special training was to be given for using those platforms, and you had to learn certain codes like T codes. If I talk of S4 HANA, you need to know codes if you have to create a PR or check the PO or invoice. Okay, but in Ariba, it is totally different. It is totally UI based uh, tool, where you need not learn about any kind of codings. You can straight away create PR with just 3 clicks. And with Ariba, procurement has become a job of everyone else, and anybody within an organization, they can create a PR with just few clicks. And the major reason is the UI resembles to that of any e-commerce platform like Amazon and Flipkart. Okay, so initially beginning with what Ariba and is, and from where did it gets that popularity. So Ariba was basically a standalone system where it is a US based product, where you had an Ariba network, and on Ariba network you had both buyer as well as the suppliers. So it was a common platform where a buyer can reach out to any supplier for any product, and that supplier base and the users of Ariba network were in some billions. Okay, so sourcing for a product or looking for a new product for any organization was just a few clicks job. They can get connected with any supplier, and Ariba network is a very valid platform where like anybody can like whenever you create an account, you have to go through certain review procedures, okay, which Ariba does before onboarding any supplier. So you have a very trusted database of both buyer and supplier, and that account is taking into factor that their trust factor is there. So that is why it's a common platform where you need not have to reach out to other platforms to search for a valid and a trustable supplier. And also, considering this, SAP had acquired Ariba in 2012, and with this, the journey begins where Ariba had different modules there. Like they have separate modules for sourcing, for contracts, for SLP, like supplier management, and then for buying and invoicing, they have other module. And the latest one, the feature that they have is called as guided buying. Okay, so guided buying is the latest tool which Ariba has brought into market, and considering that the creating a PR or approving a PR, that has become just few clicks job. So that is why majority of the organizations are looking from shift from an SAP like from S4 HANA to Ariba or from ECC to Ariba, considering the usage, ease of usage, and the training and the vast module that it provides, like features that are there. So that's why SAP Ariba is now leading the market share in terms of procurement tool. Now, if you ask me how does Ariba look like in architecture diagram, so this is how it looks like. Okay, so you have an Ariba network. It's like a LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, as you have both candidates and the recruiters, okay, and they both can connect each other. Same way Ariba network works, where you have both buyer and supplier registered over there, and they can connect with each other. And that connection happens through an wireless platform, that is Ariba network. So any buyer can reach out to the suppliers who is there on Ariba network, and once you get a trading relationship maintained, so you can send PO, invoice, okay, GRN, service entry sheets. So that can be like sent seamlessly, like electronically from your Ariba system to your supplier system. So you have separate accounts for buyer and separate account for supplier. And with that, you need not do any thing offline, so you need not print any copy or PO copy and need to send to supplier. Okay, so the system has been designed in such a way that majority of the work happens on system itself, and you need not go offline to reach out any supplier. Okay, and even contracts, even create contracts with online, with paperless. So that all feasibility is there in Ariba. And this Ariba is has a connection with any third party system. Like for example, a company has been using like ERP or material MM or S4 HANA since 10 years, and then they decide to go for Ariba implementation. So in that case, whatever legacy data that they have in the backend system, S4 HANA, MM or ERP, that can get connected to Ariba through CIG. So CIG is one of the platform. It's a middleware. It's a middleware between Ariba and your backend system. So it acts as a bridge. It's a bridge between your backend system to Ariba. And with this bridge, you can pass on data from your backend system to your Ariba and from Ariba to your backend system. So in that way, you can maintain the data in both systems, and also like certain budget checks, or if you want to have a control on certain data, you can keep it the data in the backend system. Okay. Also, Ariba is a standalone tool. Like the entire process of P2P, right from creating a PR to getting your supplier paid. Okay, so that all can be done through a single Ariba system. But currently nowadays, as Ariba is just into the market, and like from since years, the organization have been using some or the other backend system, S4 HANA or ERP. So initially, whatever job role you get as a consultant is implementing Ariba with any backend system. Okay, so that is where the CIG comes into picture, where you can connect any backend system with the Ariba through CIG. And with the CIG, it's a two-way flow of data from Ariba to backend and from backend to Ariba. Both ways it can be done. Okay, and apart from this, like you can not only connect Ariba with SAP product like S4 HANA or ERP, you can connect it with even non-SAP products like Oracle, PeopleSoft. Okay, so even that connection is feasible. So that part, the connection part, what you do, that is taken care by the technical consultant. Okay, where you connect the both the systems. So this is what the architecture diagram of Ariba looks like. And within Ariba, you have different modules out there, okay, which is popularly known as upstream and downstream. So whenever you hear any job opportunity at any organization for Ariba, they'll ask you whether you work in upstream or downstream. So what does this upstream and downstream means? Like within this upstream and downstream, there are different modules out there. Okay, so what are those modules and how does SAP sells them? That we'll discuss here. So the first module in the upstream is SAP Ariba SLP. SLP means supplier life cycle and performance. So right from getting your supplier onboarded into Ariba in your system, to maintaining your supplier data, to getting him qualified, or getting maintaining his performance data, and to check the risk, all that can be done through SLP. So SLP is a separate module of upstream where you can totally take care of your supply data through SLP itself. Okay, the full form of SLP is supply lifecycle and performance. Then we have SAP Ariba sourcing. So this module is used for your sourcing perspective, like where you can have different events there, like RFI, RFP, and auctions, both forward and reverse auctions. So all that sourcing activity you can do through this SAP Ariba sourcing. And then we have Ariba contract management, the last part of upstream. Apart from SLP sourcing, contract is the upstream part. So in contract management, whatever supplier you have finalized in sourcing, you want to go into contract with that supplier, so that you can do through SAP Ariba contract management module. So in this contract management module, you can create a contract with your supplier. You can send the agreement copies directly on system for signatures, okay, and approval process, main agreement. All that can be done directly through Ariba system. Okay, so there, like no task has to be done offline. Okay, apart from few, majority of the thing, right from preparing your agreement copy to getting it signatured or signed, you can do on Ariba system. Okay, so this is what upstream consists of: SLP, sourcing, and contract. Okay, and now Ariba also sells them as per the client requirement. Like tomorrow, if some, like suppose Accenture or Cognizant goes to Ariba and they plan to implement Ariba in their organization, and they say that, hey, we just need a sourcing module. Okay, we don't want entire Ariba. Within Ariba we just want sourcing. So Ariba, even that is possible, where Ariba sells you just the sourcing license. So it's a license based use. So you can even use a just sourcing, or you, if you just want SLP for supplier management, you can even take license for just SLP. So it is not mandatory to take each and every module. So accordingly, you can expect the projects when you work here as a Ariba consultant. Okay, and for each of these modules, you have a different, like, resources are there. Okay, so if you have knowledge on SLP, so you can work on as Ariba consultant on SLP, okay, for sourcing and for contracts. So this is what consists of the upstream. Then we have Ariba spend analysis. So this spend analysis is basically a complete tool where whatever spendings that are happening within your organization through Ariba, like catalog, non-catalog, okay, or within contracts, without contracts, how many POs are getting generated, how many requisitions are created, all that can be maintained through Ariba spend analysis. So it gives you an overview of what exactly is happening with your within your organization, and how is your spending happening without contract, with contract, and what is going through catalogs, what is not going through catalogs. So all that can be maintained through Ariba spend analysis. Okay, and in downstream, okay, this basically consists of downstream. In downstream we have Ariba buying and invoicing management. This is an end-to-end tool for downstream. So in downstream, you do the P2P activity or P2O activity, right from creating a PR to getting your supplier paid. All can be done through buying and invoicing solution. So within this buying solution, you also have catalogs. Okay, You can create a catalog based upon the company's requirement and make it available. So there are different catalogs available there that can be configured in buying and invoicing. So with these catalogs, you just need to click and select the product, add it to the cart and check out. So this buying and invoicing experience has been made similar to that of Amazon or Flipkart. So that is why the end user doesn't have to worry much. If you wants to create a PR, just few clicks and everything is done. And within this buying and invoicing, you have Ariba guided buying, which I was talking about, which is the latest functionality. And whenever you expect a job for P2P or in downstream, they mandatory ask for the guided buying experience. Okay. So in guided buying, this is a new tool where you set up the data over there, you set up the tiles, basically the catalog that I was talking about. That UI experience you have to prepare as a consultant on the screen, the supplier data and all. So that happens through the guided buying. So that is included as a Ariba buying and invoicing management tool. Then we have the other latest one, which is known as Ariba SCC, supplier, like the supply chain collaboration. So this is a separate tool altogether, okay, from Ariba, where if the buyer wants to maintain the entire data at one place, PO, invoices, GRN, okay, all that can be maintained through supply chain collaboration. This tool. Okay. So what we are going to like discuss in our sessions is the entire Ariba, okay, upstream and downstream. So in upstream, as I discussed, we are going to learn about sourcing, SLP contracts, and in downstream, we are going to see P2P catalog and the guided buy. So with this, you will be eligible as a Ariba consultant role. Okay, you can work on Ariba consultant projects for upstream and downstream. Okay, and this is what we are going to cover, and majority of the sessions that we'll have will be directly on system. Okay, and we will discuss what all different client requirement comes, and as per the client requirement, what steps you are expected to do, okay, as a consultant, and how your job role may change if you work as a if you get a different project. So all that we are going to discuss during a training session. And during the training, I will also tell you about the interview questions that you expect. Okay, so uh, like these interview questions are also ready, and according as and when we go with each of this upstream and downstream, each module, we will discuss what you can expect as a interview and interview question and how you need to answer it. And also, whatever training will be given from a project perspective. Like after you finish the training, if you get any project, you can straight away start with your uh, job as a consultant. And so that level of training we provide here, and 100% based on system real time project. Okay, so this is what all about Ariba. And talking about the job perspective, so yes, there is a lot of requirement for Ariba consultants in the market. Organizations have shortage of the consultants. So and also requirement comes separate for upstream and separate for downstream. And like they request a special person for upstream and special person for downstream, because there are hardly few consultants who have both knowledge upstream and downstream. So once you complete this course, you will be eligible for both upstream and downstream, and you will be among those candidates who have a wider job opportunity. If you get any, accordingly you will be adjustable to any role or any project that you put into. So and as a consultant you will work in both, like you will work as a on implementation project as well as support projects. So from both perspective, you will be trained if you do all this upstream and downstream projects. Okay, so this is all from the demo perspective. Do you have any doubts? Please ask me. I am ready to answer your questions. So you can unmute yourself and you can ask me if you have any doubts or if you have any queries regarding Ariba, regarding training. You can just ask me. I'll try to put a light on that.
Hi Ashok, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm good. I'm doing good. Well, can you please confirm the duration of the training? How long this will take?
Okay, so duration of the training is 2 months. Okay, so
Right.
like basically for upstream, it takes time. Like 1 month would be required for upstream, where you do the sourcing, contracts, SLP, and then the downstream. So max to max 2 months it takes.
Okay. And what are the timings of the training? Like it will be 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time, or what are the timings? What will be the timings?
Um, Actually, the timings, I guess, Subbu sir will coordinate. So
Okay.
we can decide as per the benefit for all. We will accordingly schedule the timings and we'll proceed for that.
All
So
right. And
timings,
okay, will you give a basic concept, or you will help in configuration also?
yeah, we will. The entire course is for configuration. As a consultant, what configuration you need to do, the entire system setup. So that we are going to see.
Okay, and we'll be doing the practice on any system, or we'll just be seeing the presentations and all.
No, actually, I have presentation just for this demo session. When we
All right.
do real time, when we begin sessions, because there are hardly anything that we can show on PPT, just because this is a platform. So everything will discuss on system itself
Okay,
on the
and we'll be
server.
having Ariba test system access, or we won't be
Yeah,
having access.
yeah.
We will be having.
Each one of you will get a separate Ariba system access. Subbu
All
sir
right.
will help you to give that. Yeah. So that
Okay, thank
I'll
you.
whenever I'll be training, I'll training you directly on system. We'll have a recorded session, and whenever you do practice, you can look for the recordings and accordingly try to replicate and understand.
Okay, thank you so much. No more
Yeah.
questions from my side.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ashok, my name is Ravi. Actually,
Yes, sir.
basically, I am from financial background. I don't have an IT background.
Okay. Okay.
So, how much? I mean, is it possible that I can get back into the IT? Can I switch back to the IT into Ariba? Is it feasible? Means I don't have any
So
IT background, right?
okay. So how many years of experience you have?
I have 10 years of experience in P2P.
P2P. Oh, great.
Yeah.
So yeah, actually, you are, this is the right time, and this is the right time to switch into SAP. And considering other modules like S4 HANA or FICO, or there are other tools,
Yeah,
Ariba
basically, I
is
have worked
best
as an
tool.
end user in SAP, but I don't have
Okay.
any integration or configuration background in
No
that one
problem.
also. So basically, as you said, is that invoicing and payment to the vendors is my role, which I have worked in previously.
Okay. Okay.
So
So
is
that
it?
won't be a problem for you. Yeah, actually, you have done real time. Your job is real time as an end user, and after
Yeah.
this, actually, your job perspective would be better, wider, as you'll be doing the configurations as well. So
Okay.
this is the right time, as already there are a lot of job openings for Ariba. So, and considering as you already have a P2P experience as an end user,
And
so
second thing, you said that it will be integrate. There will be an integration process for MM and different things, right?
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
you're teaching me Ariba, and will you show how it will be done in integration in SAP also in S4 HANA
Uh,
and everything?
Okay,
Is
so
it possible?
that integration happens through CIG, and for that you require coding. So that job is of technical consultant. So,
Okay.
uh, so what we do here, like there are two types of job role: functional consultant and technical consultant. Okay,
Okay.
so functional consultant take care of configuration in Ariba system, and the technical consultant takes care of integrating two systems.
Coding.
So there is a
Okay.
CIG. So for that CIG, you have separate access, and you require some codings there.
Okay.
So we will be seeing the functional part where you'll be working as a consultant, and from the technical side, like if you face any issue, how will you trace that in CIG? Like your PRA has got created in Ariba and it is not showing in S4 HANA or any backend system. So where to
Okay.
trace that issue? Okay, so that I'll show.
Okay.
Yeah,
Uh, okay. Thanks a lot, Ashik, for the
yeah, yeah.
information. And means how many years of experience do I need to show to get into this role?
Actually, 10 years is actually a very good because the basic openings
No,
that
no.
are there
I mean,
plus
Ariba,
5.
they don't take the as a fresher, right? So how can I be get into place if I after learning the Ariba? Means I need to
So
take
you
show
have
any
to,
fake info.
yeah. So you have to like in Ariba jobs prospectus are open if you show end-to-end implementation. They ask the projects that you've worked on. So if you
Okay.
show two implementation projects, accordingly, then you can work like and during training sessions itself, we are going to discuss all those interview questions that you can expect. So and that questions will be regarding implementation itself. So it
Okay.
won't be a problem for you. Yeah, but you have to prepare accordingly in interview that you have done this many at least 3 4 implementation projects you have done with some backend system as S4 HANA or ERP, and then accordingly you can expect. But even though the questions are basically on the front end part, like how to create supplier, how you load supplier, if I get this issue, my PIR is getting stuck, how you will resolve it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Thanks a lot, Ashok. Thanks for the information.
yeah, yeah, no.
Ashok, I've got one more question. Will you be providing us manuals?
Yeah, like I do have Ariba, like SAP has some manuals provided. So yeah, we'll definitely provide those manuals as and when we finish one modules, one after the other.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So any more queries, guys?
Hi. Hi, Ashok. This is Srivani.
Yeah. Hi, Srivani.
Hi, good evening. Actually, the access means a system access. Will it be included in the fee or there will be separate fee for that?
Yeah, actually that server access, I guess Subbu sir will can better explain you that. Mostly it would be covered. So Subbu sir would can explain this question better, I guess.
Okay.
Need not worry about that. Subbu sir will provide you accordingly.
Yeah, actually, I'm the ARIBA consultant only since 5 years. I'm
Okay.
doing that support projects in testing phase.
Okay.
Actually, present at doing that
Uh-huh.
via test scripts. I'm following the test scripts and I'm doing the
Yeah, yeah.
monitoring the
Testing. Okay.
yes, the testing. So I need a project experience, implementation like that. So
Right, right,
do I
right.
get that? Do I get that in this training? Real-time project in
Definitely.
experience I need.
Definitely. We are going exactly doing to do. So what you're doing is post implementation where testing is done. So uh, before that, like we are going to do both. First, we are going to configure. Okay. We will do the implementation, and after that, we are going to see how after testing, you come to know what front end, how does it look like. So we are going to do both actually.
Okay, but I need that real-time experience. Any
Yes.
company, can we take any companies? That means I think you can understand what I
Yeah,
need.
yeah, right, right. Client requirement you have documented, and accordingly
Yes.
you proceed forward for. Yes, yes. Sure, we follow
So
same approach.
will I get that experience in this training?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Actually,
Client,
the
client project experience.
Yeah, so basically, we are going to proceed in same way, and the previous batches also we go same way. We first discuss the client requirements, and accordingly, once the client requirements are there, how you can proceed forward as a consultant for project, and what all
Yeah.
things you can do and what all things SAP has to do. So all that we discuss, and then we proceed.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it from my
So
end. Thank you.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay. So because here you require real-time experience itself, there has to be certain requirements in front of you, and then only you can go on system and start working accordingly. So yeah, that is a part of our training session. And our previous batches, like two batches, have passed out, and we have been following the same, and that has to be that is proving to be successful as they come up saying that yeah, we face this kind of, and as we had already tackled that during our session, so they face little difficult, like they face almost not much difficulty even though they are working for the first time on Ariba, because we have already covered that during our training session. Okay. Any more guys? Like any more questions? If you have in mind, please do ask me. Or you can pass on the questions to Subbu sir as well. If you want to connect with me one on one, if you don't feel it comfortable to discuss over here, so you can connect with Subbu sir, and Subbu sir can arrange a call with me. No problem with that.
Yeah, Ashoka, a small request.
Yeah.
Do you help to do the certification?
Like for certification, actually, we have certain dumps as well. So which can be helpful for certification. Like I can guide you how to proceed for certification and all, but that comes a separate altogether. Like under this training program, uh,
Okay.
yeah, it doesn't fall to be part of that. But offline, I can tell you how you can prepare, where to proceed, and how to proceed. That I can definitely tell you.
Okay. May I know where this location? Yeah, is it Hyderabad or Bangalore?
The training institute, right?
Ah, yes, yes.
The institute is in Hyderabad.
Okay. May I know the address?
I'll ask Subbu sir to forward you the proper address, so
Okay.
that if you want to come down to office, you can visit office as well.
Sure. Thank you, Ashok.
Yeah, welcome. Okay, guys, then I guess there are no more questions. If you have any, please do reach out to Subbu sir, and he can arrange a call with me, and we will. If you have any doubts in mind, we'll discuss those and accordingly proceed further. Okay. Okay. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great day ahead and all the best. And if you have any queries, do reach out before we begin with our training. Okay, thank you all.
Thanks, thanks a lot.